So my elders have always told me you don't really know where you're going unless you know where you've been. So I'm going to ask you all to indulge me for a moment as we go back into time. I'm going to ask us and invite us to think comparatively in a social historical context and take it back to 1492. Y'all with me? All right. So in 1492 there was a clash between two irreconcilable worldviews. One which I call the 3 Gs, which represents the worldview of the invader, the settler, the colonizer. The 3 Gs being greed, gold, and genocide, which can be expressed in contemporary terms as the capitalist mantra of maximize profits, minimize expenditures. And we value money before we value people. And then the indigenous worldview of all my relations. The Lakota say, mitaki asen. The Mayans say, in la kesh. Tu eres mi otro yo. You are a reflection of me and I'm a reflection of you. And the worldview of interconnectedness and interdependence. So as we talk about intersectionality, don't think we're coming up with something new. You know what I mean? Let's not get it twisted. All right, first of all. Second of all, as we begin to talk about healing, it's not like we should be searching for something new. For us, culture is our healing. It's our strength. It's our recovery. So for us, it's about returning, relearning, and reclaiming the traditional ways of our ancestors that kept us healthy since time immemorial, because our ceremonies and our culture were criminalized. If we're going to talk about criminalization, that was part of colonialism. And as a result of that, we have post-colonial stress disorder. My relatives of African descent got post-slave stress syndrome. And if we want to talk about the roots of prisons and policing, let's get into it for a quick minute. The first prisons were what? Slave plantation and the reservation. The first police were who? Slave catcher and the cavalry. So it's no coincidence now when we look at who makes up the majority of those incarcerated that it's folks of African descent and indigenous descent. So right now, as we talk about healing work and healing justice, everybody and their grandma is talking about restorative justice. But what we're really talking about, the way it's being implemented right now, is cultural appropriation and co-optation. They take away this culture, they take away the ritual, they take away the ceremony, they put some chairs in a circle, they take a dollar store spatula and say, this is a talking piece? What the hell is sacred about that? Our young people recognize sacredness. In our traditional worldview, we know every young person is a blessing. Every young person has a sacred purpose. So all we have to do is lift up that mirror and let them see that sacredness in them. And relationships and intersectionality shouldn't be transactional. It's not just because we have a common pain. It's not just because we have a common oppression and we have a common struggle. It's because we are sacred and we are connected. We are relatives.
La cultura pura.